Welcome everybody to the 18-foot league coverage of the last race before the JJ Giltinans, which kicks off with the invitation race next Friday, a practice race. Got a heat of the Club Championship, last one I believe, and we've got a very funky breeze, Bucko.
Yes, the weather model in some confusion, and for a while here, the base model was predicting pretty much southerly vectored, but we had a little glass out earlier, and a weakish, shall we, sea breeze pressed in, but that's matured a bit now and gone back to the right. So we're expecting single-digit wind speeds, I think, all day. There's a low-pressure cell up near Brisbane, another one down centred on Hobart. Not much gradient, but enough, and as I said, a bit of thermal confusion, but we'd expect to see 10 knots of wind, probably on average south-southeast, but with the caveat that there is some sea breeze influence evident on the coast and inshore. The water temperature position is that it's quite cold outside immediately on the coast. There's a spike of cold water, but off and out wide it's still very hot off where the East Australian current persists out on the shelf, which is about 30 miles off Sydney.
I'm confused, Bucko.
Water temperature up to 28. No, I mean...
No, it all makes sense.
The weather's confused. The wind's confused.
Well, it is.
Not
Yesterday
just
was fully weird.
Yeah, and the model caved in yesterday. The forecasts for yesterday were essentially, quite windy, and at 3 o'clock in the afternoon it just fizzled out to 6 to 8.
Yeah. So. Sea breeze though had it today, like going south-southeast later in the day, but dying. I think like for around this time they were predicting sort of 14s, maybe a bit more, which we definitely don't have right now. But in this course, Bucko, for me, you still get that sort of wave of pressure coming through, then it'll die out a little bit, and you get a wave of pressure again, and sort of the rich can get richer easily. Yeah,
as we've seen here, was particularly where the start line is down on the leeward shore, because it's fairly high hills just to leeward of us. The breeze can lift off almost entirely on the start line. There'll be quite nice wind up near the first mark at Rose Bay, but it doesn't persist all the way down the course, and we've seen some awkward circumstances, and that was a bit how it was yesterday in Taylor Bay here where we are now. There was only 5 knots of wind basically, and much better wind further up the track.
And just to let people know, we're on course 3. The race committee's displaying that, but sometimes, Bucko, we've got the Shark Island basically between the start and the top mark, and the rider shark can come into play. I commented earlier that there wasn't a lot of tide, but then you made the comment we've had a lot of rain in Sydney, and so that really increases the outflow.
Yeah, so yesterday, the current was flowing out easily half an hour before the theoretical turn of the tide, and I think this race will be influenced fairly significantly by the ebb tide, even though theoretically it should be pretty weak on the first beat. But here we are now, where there's just a little puff pressing down, direction further right in the puff, probably cooler air, hasn't got to us yet, but there's, just near the boat here, there's a bit of 10 knots, I guess.
We might go and give our president of yachting, it's not Yachting Australia anymore, it's what it is. I get confused with what they call now.
Too many badge changes, mate.
Yeah. Australian Sailing.
Australian Sailing, that'll do. It used to be a magazine, and now it's the organisation, right?
Yeah. And we can just shoot on this power boat on our bow, go and say a little hello. We can just switch to that, and all the YA marks now are not called YA marks, Bucko.
It's getting very complicated, was.
Yeah.
We better leave that one for another day,
Well, they're Australian sailing marks.
Yeah, exactly right. The mooch along looks pretty comfortable, doesn't it?
Yeah. Maddie was kind enough to take me and a couple of mates out for my 60th yesterday.
Oh, really?
So they got Walshy up there, I think. Yeah. So we had a nice day, and McMahon from Catalina's provided all the mud crabs and whatever.
Nice.
So the form boats, we've got Howie Hamlin out here today, Bucko.
Yeah, so I think that's a good point to make, Warwick. The Americans are here, the Kiwis aren't here yet, but
Yep.
Howie Hamlin with Dan Phillips and
Skip McCormick.
Skiff McCormack, that's correct. Yeah. So Dan in the middle, expected to be fairly formidable.
And these guys on screen now, James Warden, his boys on the Triple M, they've been improving throughout the season.
They've been improving well. But,
All right, looks like we're in sequence. I didn't hear it on the...
no, we didn't hear any signals.
I'll start running and...
But good advice says it's Howie Hamlin's birthday was. Yep, signals are
So
hoisted.
that's 4 minutes, boys.
4 minutes.
Get down there.
The home takeoff.
We'll head off down to the start boat here. We've got the drone up. So we've got a successful launch on that. We've got plenty of stuff going on this camera cat now. We've got 4 cameras. We've got a mission control panel down the back run by Michael Chittenden. He's on the switching and the audios. We've got Blake on toggles. We've got Jono flying the drone. Australian drone racing champion.
Welcome to the brave new world.
Yeah, and we've got Christophe from France running our handheld camera. So it's all going down, and a big big thank you to the Whitty family and the Jono Whitty for putting an enormous amount of effort into bringing this new technology. I'm told it's the first time it's ever been done. So we've had a few little teething problems, but that's to be expected when you do something new like this. But hopefully we've got 2 more tests being today and the invitation race, and hopefully we'll get through the JJs and bring you the best coverage that we've ever had.
Yeah. Let's just quickly go through the course. Start here in Taylor Bay, upwind to Clark Island, about 3/4 of a mile beat. Shark Island. Sorry, Shark Island.
Yeah,
Strictly speaking, the Rose Bay laid mark.
Yeah.
Robinson's Point down near Cremorne, so a long reach which turns usually into a VMG run in this direction, and then a beat to Clark, back to Chowder, which might be quite challenging today, quite a tight leg across to Chowder. So that's the big figure 8 and a windward leeward, and then one more time up to the top, down to Cremorne and up to the finish line.
Okay, we're just about 2 minutes to the start now. We've got the spectator ferry just arriving on cue. What are you seeing with the lineup, Bucko, behind you? What do you like? Do you like the boat or the pin today?
I like being free to go,
Yeah.
Free to go.
Doesn't look like there's a huge amount of bias on this line to favour the pin today as much.
Well,
I'm not sure.
it's a bit of a game of find the wind. I think that the weather end will be a bit favoured looking at it. And the breeze is hard right at the present moment.
Well, I reckon there's going to be a few boys try that the right-hand shore and leave Shark Island to port.
Well, it does look like more pressure on the right side of the track, but
Yeah,
yet to be confirmed. But looking at the lineup, we see Smeg happy to be cracking into the leeward end with Asco and Coopers.
Yeah.
So that's 1 minute. Thurlow paid his cash to buy the weather slot, he was, so he's probably, and the spectator ferry is going to be in the way. So as usual, Sydney Harbour obstacle course.
Can we just try and get that drone down a little bit? The image just look a long way away from the drone now.
Howie Hamlin right down the other end, and he's paid extra money to be the leeward end boat.
Yep. Thurlow's tacked off. They're coming back for a bit more boat. They're going to achieve that.
Yep, they made themselves a good gap there.
Yeah, very nice. Nice little 2-tack step up. Noakes Youth a little bit squeezed by Mojo. They want to release themselves from that. Mojo pressing them up really hard. They need to move.
Some bad sea in the middle here.
Now they're going. Got 10 seconds.
Coco's very close.
Yeah. They're hitting the button. Good start.
Wow.
Good start from Coco. Good start from Noakes Youth. Any recalls? It doesn't appear not. clear start.
Wow.
Clear start. Just heard it from the race committee.
That was some pretty good precision from the Thurlow.
Yeah. So they've got out well. Peroni seems to have it. What are we shooting here at the moment? We can get off the drone and come back.
He's on the higher. He's above the higher.
We might come back to the Roman, please. Yeah, we've got this top pack fleet on screen now. Peroni cleared, Thurlow punched out, Noakes Youth has done alright, but they've got a bit of pressure from Yandu below them. Boats down the pin didn't look too good to me, Bucko.
No, not enough wind at the pin, so
Yeah.
the boat end did turn out to be slightly favoured. And I suspect that the ferry going past here will hurt the leeward end boats more than it will hurt the guys out of the windward end. So
This is a good, we're across this, we come back to this, the Roman shot, the full Yandu squeezing Noakes Youth, they're going to get spat out there. They're going to struggle to live. Thurlow's just got a bit of, not on the, Thurlow's have got a bit of pressure. They've stepped up. They've got a nice little gap there to feel a bit comfortable.
and a cruising boat just going, oh my God, you're ruining my Sunday here.
Not many boats have gone right, Bucko, from what I see.
No,
Shoulder
only the guys who had no option.
got spat.
Yeah, got spat, Triple M and Kitchen Maker and Compass. So Thurlow, very nice first 200 metres, perfect.
And got the weather of that cruising boat.
Yeah, that's made his Sunday.
Yeah, no excuse. I noticed they just got a nice little step forward on Yandu, sort of cleared them. But look at, as you said, you probably can't pick it up on screen, Bucko, but the boats to leeward, Asco, I saw in particular, Cooper's, really got hurt by that.
The ferry, have a look.
Yeah,
how we handling in irons.
Exactly.
So, you know, the Thurlow boys, like there's still more wind on the right-hand edge here.
Well, they're getting it first, right?
Yeah, and the funnel of Rose Bay is operating quite well.
Absolutely.
So they've not put a foot wrong thus far, and you see how much that's gained. They've a solid 100 metres in front of Smeg and Cooper's.
This is a great drag race and discipline between Yandu and Noakes Youth.
Yeah, no, everybody's done the right thing there.
Now Thurlow punches forward a little bit.
Yeah.
Probably not affecting Yandu and
No, not yet.
Noakes Youth yet, no.
Copy.
So we've got the aerial shot now of Thurlow punching out towards Steel Point at Nielsen Park. A nice little pressure punching down that shore, Bucko, just getting to us now.
Yeah, a beauty. But he'd be well advised to get it on the other tack. I would suggest it's not far off the edge of the wind. Here he goes.
Yeah, and then, you know, you're going to expect Noakes Youth. We'll just punch forward a bit here, get out of their way. Noakes Youth goes next. Yandu responds, they go next. But Thurlow got out of there just nice timing.
So that's amazing, and the breeze here about 30 degrees left of what it was on the start line, Warwick. So it's this is actually a little bit of new southeast pressure, and it might be pretty localised. But looking up into Rose Bay, and the mark's now about half a mile up into us. Looking up into Rose Bay.
Just to let you know, Bucko, Peroni, Noakes Youth had to duck Peroni, so Peroni lived off that boat end start. Well, they weren't as fast as Thurlow, but they lived quite nicely.
Yeah, wow.
Shot Peroni just tacked, they take their tack.
So the Peroni, we know, has been doing quite a lot of work on their rigs this week. I think they've got a bunch of recuts and things, and they are looking forward to
They're coming up behind us, Bucko.
some improved straight line speed.
So we'll just let them slip past us. Sorry about the pole in the vision for a second.
Let's see if we can get a look at the rig, eh?
Yeah. Is there any other boat behind Peroni that I'll get in the way of?
Only DeLonghi.
Oh, sorry, and
The Thurlow used to me. So,
are we clear with them, Bucko? Copy.
Yeah.
I'll just slow down.
Bit of bad sea here.
So Thurlow's punched out there nicely. Peroni's sort of left of this group and quite lifted, Bucko.
Oh, that's what I said. 30. Have a look at what's just here on the water, though, was. just to the left of us, a bit of hard left-hand air.
Yeah, very localised.
Yep.
Okay, coming forward now. Roger.
Roger.
We had a successful landing of the drone, Bucko, so we're going all right. We haven't put a new one in the drink yet.
Aircraft operations 101.
Exactly. So, Peroni, what do you see there with their rigs, Bucko? We've got them just on view.
What I'm seeing is he's in the right place and he's going quite quick. You know, have a look at that for a bit of east.
Whoa, big elevator job.
Yep.
And look, he's got more coming,
yeah,
right?
if you look upwind at the fin dinghies upwind, you'll know that he's going to turn left a bit more as he gets up the bay.
Yeah, we'll look ahead of that. We're looking at John Winning and Noakes at the moment, but Thurlow out of shot. It's got a big left-hander as well. So Thurlow's really jumped this pack, haven't they?
Yeah, no, they went the right way and they went fast. So let's do it. Over. See if we can just have a look at the lee side of the jib was.
Copy.
And get a pick of that. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, nicely matched up with the main.
Yeah.
Plenty of grunt.
Just got a little bit of sheet going in and out, but looks pretty cruisy.
Yeah, they're not far off lay.
No, exactly. And he's got the biggest left-hander all day here now. Wow, look at that. Oh. So,
I tell you what, Nick has settled down so much.
Oh, he's enjoying that, I can tell you that.
Yeah, he's doing, you know, he's so much calmer than he's been in the past, and it's you see it in the results. Look at Yandu just to the right. They've also got that left-hander now.
Just got this little boat on starboard for the Yandu, they'll cross him.
Ooh, they're going to be kind?
No, they'll cross him, but not very much.
Yeah. Another boat that's been having a solid season, Yandu, John Winning finished third in the Nationals.
The home point has been updated. Please check it on the map.
And Bucko, out of shot, out from the right, we've got Line 7, Mojo, Triple M, and Compass. But as you said, they were sort of pretty much forced to go out there. I don't know whether they elected to do that by choice.
Well,
they're coming back quite strong.
The Mojo's not far out of it, but it's a big header they've got to get into to get across to the mark here.
Yeah.
So they will eventually get bent, like looking at the guys in front of us, they'll get bent down about 15 or 20 degrees. So
there's going to be big gaps here today, I think.
There's going to be big gaps, exactly.
And look at this, look Peroni, we're not on Peroni at the moment, we're on Oaks Youth out to the right, they're hanging well, but they've crossed Mojo, they've crossed Triple M, the boats that came out of the right, and then the next one will be Line 7. So that pack, and we saw it a few weeks ago, that they come back out of that corner quite strongly.
Well, the Peroni's on the low line.
Yeah.
And the Yandu close to laying as well.
Yeah, he's really in a high mode, and there's like a 30-degree differential in heading between Noakes Youth, who's actually Line 7 got them.
Line 7 is going to be at the mark 4th, I think.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Asco's the nearest boat to us, Warwick behind us, and Smeg after that. So Asco just ducked the Mojo.
So 8-minute 50 beat for Thurlow.
Yep.
They're going to have about 10 seconds over Peroni. Yandu going into really high mode. Yeah, we're on Yandu at the moment, going into a high mode to get there, but they're not going to have rights. They've got to clear Line 7. They'll clear it.
Across Line 7.
Yeah.
Easy, easy, easy. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. So the right became quite strong, so I don't think Jono got off the line that well.
Yeah, well, if you summarise that beat, Warwick, the guys that started on the leeward end sailed in not much pressure for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And that's the yacht race, basically.
Yeah.
You know, the guys that went the other way sailed in better wind.
And now all these boats here, they're all sucking the air out of the top mark, so it gets tougher. So Noakes Youth are around in 5th. Yep.
Yeah, Asco, Smeg, Triple M.
So come round to the top mark, guys.
Oh, you can't do that.
What
DeLonghi. And he called starboard and then tacked.
Right.
Just watch the mojo here, was
Yeah,
he?
I'm just going to go forward, guys.
Might be a bit wide. The mojo is very wide.
Are we into?
Let's have a look at the other side, what? No, I don't need it.
Okay, we'll just go with this pack here.
So this is turned into a VMG run. Breeze back in the southeast.
Absolutely.
Southeast wind. Solid up to the top of the harbour bridge. The sun's come back out.
Yeah.
The brown clouds have gone away.
We've got Thurlow and Peroni on the opposite jibe now. Yandu initiates their jibe. Line 7 inside them. Next Noakes Youth will have to go soon. They're going to run out of pressure. And then we got the chasing 3 of Smeg, Asco and Triple M. Okay, Noakes Youth jibes, Smeg jibes, Triple M setting up, just out of shot. They jibe, doing a good job. A little bit rough, the boys there.
Yeah, the Smeg's done a good job of bailing themselves out of a bit of bother, though, was.
As they do.
As they do, indeed.
Hey, I was looking at the 16 thing. And Lee's won the 18, the 16-foot skips nationals 8 times. Amazing.
That's easy work.
Yeah, not.
Yeah, not.
I tell you, look at this. Noakes Youth is splitting away. They're going to come back. So let's see whether that will pay out for them.
Well, you know, I don't think he can go much further than Thurlow's gone without suffering a little bit from the.
Yeah, well, Peroni's come back, going back with Noakes. Noakes seeing good pressure here at the moment, Bucko.
Tricky problem because the breeze is the furthest right it's been now. I can see Ash looking worriedly at the fleet though.
Yeah, well, Thurlow's jibe back now, but there is a fair bit of separation, but they're in good pressure, so if they want to sort of close gauge with the fleet, they could do it. But pretty constant heading as we follow them down here, like now on the kitchen maker on the drone.
Yeah, Thurlow's in plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think anything too much is going to happen down here, Warwick, because it looks like this sort of 10 knot southeasterly flow is just going to persist now.
Yeah, we might just slow down and let Smeg come to us. The Smeg has jibed not far away from Noakes Youth's line. I cannot see out the back at all.
He's pretty good bow down there, the Smeg.
Copy. Going to go around beyond Triple M and then go back up to the levels.
We can just go down past Triple M and Asco, that would probably be good. Well, line 7 is taking the alternative approach, Warwick, all the way to Bradley's Head.
Yeah, right. And just to let you know, Noakes Youth jibed off Clark Island.
And he looks like he's overstood the mark. With that, that much east of it.
Go
I
home.
don't know, but he's got good pressure though, hasn't he?
Yep.
So, yeah, I don't know. So much can happen between now and then. But they've backed themselves. Peroni's hanging in there with Thurlow.
Yeah, Peroni distinctly not any slower than Thurlow downhill. And I've got to say, your boys look like they're on a bit of a screamer there,
Yes, they've got plenty. Come around to Noakes Youth on our port. We see them in plenty of pressure and going to cross the Andoo.
Easily.
Yeah, big gain, big gain. So the young bloke's back. Huge gain actually, Crocker.
You know, half a mile.
Yeah, almost. Just got to pick up that mark.
Hello.
Alright, we've got...
The Camera Cat Air Force has got some problems.
What's happening, Chief?
That's it.
Oh, you're kidding. Alright, folks, we've got aviation problem in that we've lost contact with our drone and she's flying around without a pilot at the moment. Where do you want me to go, guys?
Right back where we come from, mate.
So we're going to have to leave, do our best to capture the action while we go back and retrieve our little friend in the sky. Hopefully we do. It's a brand new acquisition for this week and we don't want to lose that little puppy.
What could possibly go wrong, Kitty?
So, nothing else. This ain't boring with all this stuff on board. Well, conversation-wise, people just right here that send more practice. You can't get it home to base. Alrighty.
What's its default altitude? Shit.
Yep. So we have to show.
Well, viewers, we're unfortunately having to try and retrieve our drone, which has been lost in...
off.
No, it's on.
I don't think they're
Been
on.
lost in space here. So
I don't think these things are turned on. Oh, okay. So I've got the back, so we're doing a bit of a blind search. We're flying at around altitude of 15 metres, folks. Shark Island. So we're a little bit distracted from the racing. Unfortunately, it looks like we might have lost a pretty expensive bit of kit.
that's a very big drone, Chits.
Yeah. Ours is a little white one.
Well, when we left the fleet, Furlough Fisher was leading, Baroni was second, and probably No Shoes was in third.
They were the big charges, and I don't think, from looking at it, that they were overlaid.
No, it sort of evened up a bit down the bottom. I did get a look at that.
Well, I can see there, I can see on our bow on the way off, like Furlough out there, and Yandu still hanging in, a bit hard to be back in touch with these boys in about a minute's time. Maybe we're going to see big drones try and find a little drone.
At $100 a minute, because you don't want to search for too long.
That little puppy that's going around by itself, lots of space. We're back in touch with the fleet and the racing, and we've got Thurlow leading, just tacked off halfway between Garden Island and Clark Island. Just behind them is Yandu, Baroni. The Oaks didn't jump Yandu there, bucko. We missed it, but they certainly came out of that corner on the downwind. Yeah, very strongly. And Asco's moved up. They're not that far from Thurlow, so they've had must have had a good part of a run.
I mean, these are sort of Asco-ish conditions, aren't they? 10 knots, smoothish water. I tend to enjoy this. Anyway, the Furlough boys have joined the dots together again by the look of it pretty well.
They've been so strong this year, huh? Yeah. Sailing with a lot of confidence. Very puffy pressure, you've got the top mark. Not too far away. No, shoot, they've your shoulder. How far are they punching there, bucko?
Oh, they're in a scary place right now, was.
Yeah.
So what? Just Baroni up the periscope astern. So this is Furlough here. It's a bit close now.
Shit. Sorry, Stuart.
Right. That's done in this can, what?
Yeah. It doesn't turn too quick, this thing. So it's going to head up to the top mark here, guys.
Right. Noakes Youth's on the other side of the island, mate. That's what would have been called a courageous decision.
Well,
the furlough
just making a few of those calls fairly consistently early on, Bucko.
Yeah.
It's, they've obviously got their reasons, but let's see how it pans out for them.
Well, they suffered a bit. They did have a spot of light air for a while, so I'm not optimistic, given that these guys are just cruising along here in beautiful, full pressure, big.
Well, also look where the mark is and look where the island is. I mean, you're going to overlay to get around, and then.
Oh no, you won't have to overlay, but you'll certainly be convenienced. Plenty of traffic going down that side too, for some reason.
Yeah. I suppose going to Rush Towers Bay.
Big power boats, big cruising catamaran, etc. Always a problem.
Furlough's setting up for their tack. So Noakes in the background has had to tack away again, and I think they will overlay Bucko to get to that mark.
Just fractionally.
Yeah.
Won't hurt them that much.
But they've let ASCO through. They've had a really good beat. They've lost touch with that whole group they were fighting with.
Yeah, ASCO's minced a few people on that beat.
It's crazy.
So the furlough not going quickly to a shoot here, and I did say earlier I thought that might be a jib reach down to Chowder Bay from here.
Yeah.
Where's the flatty? Bring back the flatty, I reckon.
Yeah. It was. Go and hook it up.
Hook up the flatty. Let's have a crack.
I'm going out in 12 footers with 3 shoots.
So the ASCO's done a great job.
They have.
And the Peroni's hanging on to third. And they've left everybody behind to some degree though there was, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. And Smeg.
Woody's dropped back a good 30 seconds at least.
And out of shot, Buck, I can tell you Howie Hamlin's also gone to the other side of Clark Island.
Well, he might be rolling the dice a bit. He had a bit of a shocker up the first beat. So.
Yeah, well, he got hurt, remember, off the start down the pin end with that ferry as well.
That's right.
So Peroni, ASCO, big mover up into second. Furlough extends their lead.
And a bit soldiery this bit now,
Yeah.
just a 2-star reach,
Yeah.
probably 80% of the way, and a short spinning it into the mark, I'd say, probably, depending whether the committee's put the mark at the bottom there. But a mile or so of 2-star reaching.
Okay, well, this is interesting, Buck. I mean, Noakes Youth certainly lost maybe a bit to Peroni, but not too much to Yandu. So out of all of that, Noakes Youth is in 5th place, Yandu 4th, Line 7 5th. Triple M will get some stick from Appliances. Appliances on the line, are we on that?
And look at the wind
Taxi
here, Warwick,
side.
like we're right where we are. There's a little bit of 12-14 even here for a second, but solidly east now.
I think we'll follow this battle here, boys. Triple M, Appliances on line. David Witt not here, he's ocean racing up in Asia. Expect he'll be on the plane as soon as that race is over and down here getting ready for next week.
Yeah, they're doing the race from
Subic Bay.
Subic Bay to Boracay today, indeed. Nice little reach in the trade winds.
Yeah. I saw on Facebook this morning had a bit of light air in the park. All you can do. Out of shot ASCO down there getting absolutely mapped pressure, and you're dead right on your angles, Bucko.
Yeah, so Furlough's been working away, banking depth, and he will not need to set a shoot, I'm pretty sure, at all.
Yeah.
So that's just a bit of a gift to the leader, that set of events.
And not having to fight near one. I mean, Appliances putting a bit of squeeze on Triple M.
Yep.
While all that was going on, Yandu was able to go the low road off Bradley's now. It's all pressure, isn't it? I can see just ahead, Noakes Youth, not quite as much pressure as Triple M and Appliances Online. Appliances Online coming around the bow of Triple M now.
Well, these guys are chasing each other up a bit, so they won't end up with an ideal track.
Well, they're going to push themselves up to a point where they're probably going to set a shoot, do you think?
That's what can happen.
Yeah. So this Noakes Youth up ahead of them doesn't have the pressure. And they're not going to get down there, I don't think, to sailing. So we're going to now.
There's good solid wind here, wasn't there, for the next couple of minutes. They're on the face of a good one.
Well, these guys got it. We were just on Noakes Youth. They didn't get the same pressure. They were just ahead of that. So now Appliances Triple M start to soak down into line 7. John O'Witty.
Very little difference in boat speed here. The boat's almost tied together with a rubber band.
Yeah. Well, Noakes Youth, they really need to get away, or they could be alright, but they need to get away or they're going to get attacked from this trio of line 7.
You see where the mark is. The mark is well down.
Yeah.
Further down perhaps than usual. So the leaders have done a great job. Thurlow just there very comfortably.
Yeah. And just on screen then, AOL punched around the front of Triple M.
Yep.
And we just come round to just go through this pack. So Noakes Youth might have got ahead of Yandu on this. Like they got that pressure that they needed late and started around the bow of Yandu. Interesting, the little snakes and ladders of all of this. You get your depth, but you're the last to get the pressure.
Well, look, I mean, the Noakes Youth just going into the mark, not quite full pressure.
And 2 strings, 2.5 strings.
Hurt them a little bit, but maybe less wind in close to the shore, as does tend to occur, as we noted in the lead up to the start there.
Yeah. Good point.
So now, tricky problem here now.
So this is a good race. Look at this. There's nothing in it. They're all in the line. Noakes Youth, Yandu, line 7. Appliances on line Triple M. Baroni just ahead of them, and then just ahead of them is Asco and our leader Thurlow, who's gone super quiet in pressure. So this is game on. Good race.
Peroni in a big bit of wind out to the left.
Yeah.
Just a little cloud burst. What's amazing, the Smeag's back in 9th.
Yeah, I was going to comment on that, and they've actually lost to this group.
Yeah, there's a good 40-second extra deficit there. These guys had to tack into this on this bit of easterly here. Good fresh bit of easterly.
Yeah. And look at this, Noakes Youth is pushing all the way out to the left again. They don't mind going out on their own bucko. That's youth.
That's youth. That's
you and
right.
I wouldn't deal with that risk management. No, well, when I was younger, I certainly did, and it didn't work very often. I can assure you. You had a much better idea of it all.
There's some polite debate between the guys coming to the mark at the moment.
Yep, good battle there. Bit of verbals between DeLonghi and Compass.
Argument about rights.
Look at this. There's going to be contact here. Not happy. Not happy campers on the...
Not happy would be an underestimate.
No.
Big left here now. The Smeag's stabbing into it hard, but can't imagine you can sail very far on starboard here, was. Here he goes.
Yeah. Now this has got really funky. Okay, right up the course, Thurlow's punching out to the right bucko.
Well, Thurlow's doing what we thought somebody might do on the first beat, as in he's lined up to go around the backside of the island.
And just round to the right here, we've got Howie Hamilton doing turns. So, of course, they had an infringement with Panasonic Lumix.
Howie's not having a very happy day thus far.
He's blowing out the rust, mate. He hasn't been doing it like these guys every week, has he?
No, that's correct.
Where do you want to go, boys? Go up the right? Copy. Look at just to our left, Smeg has got These sheets. The Coopers comes back. Not straightforward beat, Bucko.
Oh, I'm glad I'm not having to make the calls on this one, mate.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable. It was, if we want to just close up on Smeg, we can have a look at his rig. I'm sure that they've been doing some work, but they haven't had notable amounts of speed these last few races that we've watched. So
yeah, I know that they've been out testing with Thurlow, Noakes Youth, Smeg. We've been out with Michael Coxon Senior from North Sales and having a little chat to him after the sessions, and he said there wasn't a lot for him to do with Thurlow and with Smeg. They were all pretty organised and pretty set up. Noakes Youth got a bit more hollow in both their jibs. I think there's a four-stage tension issue on that boat, which has been there for a long time when young Michael Coxon sailed it.
yeah, the Smeg just looks a little flatter mainsail setup than some of the fleet, perhaps, for this essentially, light medium air.
Yeah. But it's up and down pressure though, isn't it?
Yep, no, absolutely. So Thurlow's bailed back to the left, up in the lead, and he's joined the dots together, I think, okay.
Yeah.
Stayed in the wind.
We're going to have a look at Triple M and line 7. And I think Noakes Youth has done all right out the left there, Bucko. Go and have a look at those boys. Good pressure now, it's starting to come down out of Rose Bay, Bucko.
Yeah, that's getting up towards 12 knots there where we are now.
Yeah, I just noticed Triple M there, these in sheets. So Noakes Youth is on ahead. We're ahead anyway of line 7. Oh, he's dropping out the left. Good racing with his pack.
Wow, and look at the bit of puff that Peroni up on the right there's got. That's a cracker.
It's a bit out of shot, but yeah, they've got plenty. There's nowhere. And these other three have gone soft. 2 strings, 1 string, Peroni's.
Yeah.
Line sheets east.
Line 7 will gain here, I would suggest. He'll be the first guy to get to. Oh, he's not going around the back. No, he's in some at least.
Yeah, let's stay on this group on our bow.
Bit of a yacht race, isn't it?
Yeah. Line 7, Noakes Youth, Triple M coming up on starboard to Yandu, which I think will cross all 3 of them. Geez, it's patchy down this part, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yandu's done a great job. They've definitely closed up on Asco.
Well, look at the east that Asco's in though. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, it's just a matter of is it too funky in there. Noakes Youth, they've tacked off this group, they're going back. I don't mind that, they're about to get in good pressure. Let's have a quick look at their setup, Bucko. Yeah, so that jib after the work was more normal. It was all very round back before, and Ash was complaining of leak. It wasn't comfortable. Reese just making an adjustment there.
yeah, so you see the main setup a whole notch deeper than
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Very deep at the bottom of that.
Smeg. Anyway.
Yeah. No doubt, yeah.
Yeah, and where the
Maybe
sails,
a bit more D2 off or something.
yeah, where the sail sun is definitely a bit too deep, in fact.
I know that that Coco was doing to do some tweaks on their D1s and D2s just to reduce that a little bit. They got a lot of boom out, which is okay. So we're on the Peroni Yandu battle. Just switch to the front. Switch to...
Yeah, it's a big fight for second there, isn't it?
Yeah.
To the left.
Alright, we might just punch through this group here and go to the top mark and pick up Thurlow. Hammer down here folks, just to catch up to our leader Thurlow. But yeah, great race, Bucko.
Yeah, the ASCO just put the clamp on Peroni.
Yeah. Alright, Thurlow around 41.12.
2 minutes nearly.
Yeah, handy lead. So what are they going to do here, Bucko? They're going to do an early drive, do you think?
I think he's going to go straight. Oh, he's going.
They're
I'm
going
sorry.
down
It's
to doing that BMG.
BMG run.
Or what?
I'm sorry. Yeah,
It's going to be quite favoured starboard tack, surely.
Yeah, he's got a tricky balance there, hasn't he? You've probably got to come this side of the island.
Yeah, it'd be a big call if you're in that position to throw the dice like that. And here they are. They're setting up now.
Yeah. So he wants to stay in maximum pressure just on this side of the island, I think, and he's basically setting up to do that. So
yeah,
and a good bit of wind coming for him too. So, gee whiz, the ASCO put the clamp on Peroni pretty nicely there.
Yeah, they did.
Gee.
And just out of picture, you know, we're on the ASCO Peroni. We're just out of shot. Noakes you've got a bit spat off that battle. Just a little bit back.
So the ASCO's going to be second here.
Yeah, and we've got a windsurfer right on the mark.
Not looking particularly stable, the windsurfer either, eh? No, he's all right, I think. He's fine. He knows what he's doing.
The original Bucko. They just had their 40th anniversary nationals at Balmoral.
Had the deja vu. I was having a drink with Mark Long last night, actually, mate.
Yeah, right.
One of the originals.
Yeah, no, some great photos and tributes to the original guys: Greg Hyde, Kevin Wadham, Bobby Wilmot.
Oh no, it's amazing.
Yeah, all with their Craven Mild sponsorship.
Here we go. The Peroni.
Oh, Peroni, are we on that yet?
Peroni.
No, we're not. Mr. Peroni nearly went in on a two-sail. Okay, Noakes Youth just inside line 7. Let's stay on this, boys. They're going to set up. What are they going to do? Normal set, standard set.
Gee whiz.
Line 7 going for a jibe set.
Your boys have done a jibe set. Oh, and they're going to eat it. They're going to eat it. Oh, no, they've saved it. No, they haven't. Could they save it, was?
Yeah.
They have saved it.
Oh, no.
No way.
No, gone.
Gee, they
So I missed that. Were you on that?
fought a good fight. Well, they did a sort of jibe set, so they hoisted and then came out just a bit hot.
Yeah, right.
And easy enough to do.
Yeah.
Just enough wind now that it's, you know.
Puffy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so next, coming up to the mark now, we'll have Smeg. But
Oh, and he doesn't quite lay. That's costly. That is costly. And he's going to be back and reattached to appliances on line and compass.
yeah.
And appliances laying.
And just looking downwind, it is very favoured starboard jibe. Those guys are
Just watch it here, was I'm not that confident when
getting a little bit too close. So clear out the back, boys.
you know there's enough wind that the bearaway's not given anymore.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like Triple M is 3 strings and pushing to get above Shark Island.
Yep. Oh, he's all right. He's good. He's actually good. But
Okay, we might go down with these boys.
wow.
Watch this, watch, stay on appliances, near collision with Ilve coming up wind that had rights. Appliances couldn't see them. So the leaders have absolutely blown apart this group, haven't they?
Yeah, you know, even the Smeg would say they're now out of touch.
Yeah, too far away to get back now.
Too far to get back now. So
just punch through the fleet area, Bucko, and try and get up with the leaders. Up ahead, Bucko, which is not in shot, it's gone lighter and quite lifted. Furlough.
Considering where the mark is.
Yeah, I mean, like that was always going to happen, right? And particularly John would know that, and just kept persisting and just sailed into no wind. And look at the suck. Come round to the right, guys, please, for Asco. And same effect, Bucko. You know, even that far away, now they're just starting to get pressure back. So yeah. Floating cliffs moving along at about 15 knots in Sydney Harbour, just sucking out air.
That'd be quite surprising.
Yeah. So just to let you know, they go to the little mark down here, the little Australian sailing mark, not the YA mark, Bucko.
What we call them was actually in the trade now is the camouflage yellow can.
They are.
They are. You know, the yellow sandstone shoreline and the yellow paint of the mark. It's a very good disguise.
Yeah, it is.
So the leeward shore is again a bit of a trap, isn't it?
Yeah.
No wind against the land here.
All right, so just come around a little bit to the left, please, guys, and Yandu on top of Peroni. Peroni's gone a little bit too far for the jibe, so advantage back to Yandu here. Michael Kennedy, Cam McDonald's getting ready. Cam runs in.
Yeah.
Old Burger, get those old arms operating.
The Burger came with us on the mighty Yendies yesterday in the historic race.
He's a legend.
He's great. Good.
Yeah, he's got him there. Now he can suck up a bit of air for the next few minutes. Copy.
So the Peroni boys might be a bit unhappy with all that. They've slid back to fourth from a pretty comfortable second.
Clear behind.
So then after this was after Triple M is Smeg and Compass. Smeg's on the port jibe still, so have it back there. So the boys have all elected to sail northeast up the harbour to get into the easterly flow. There's nothing obvious about what the right answer is here, right at the bottom mark. Breeze is there's a zone of not too much wind, about 200 yards radius of the mark.
I'll go and have a look at Asco, Bucko.
Yeah, he looks like he's marching away from those guys just fairly easily now to me. But Peroni back in front of Yandu, so Yandu didn't, you know, the rounding wasn't clean and they sagged away into that lighter air.
Yeah, right. But it's good all the leads have changed. And the only one that sort of really jumped away out of all this is Thurlow, who did that early and just kept extending. The rest have been having a great battle. Sorry.
Yeah, these guys, I mean, these guys look like they've marched up from 5th or something, Warwick, so...
Yeah, they have. They've come back very strongly.
I've gone forward.
Yeah, they have.
And that's actually the best looking mainsail out here of the north ones.
Yeah, can we get on Ascot?
Yeah. You know, it looks a little better than Smegs.
And you think back to Noakes Youth, it's definitely a lot flatter in that bottom batten, isn't it?
It's about half the depth.
Yeah, that was, that's something. So Sebi Jarvin back on board, trying to have a crack at winning his second JJ as a sheet hand. Won it with Ewan McNichol the first year, the Club Marine. And then of course on the Mighty 7 campaign led by Anne Murray, manager. So they're quite high here, Bucko.
Yeah, I think this is fairly solid and consistent now. If you saw, you know, the guys sailing on starboard tack around the mark were steering about 040, so that means the wind's about 080. So it's, you know, it's probably, you know, certainly
stabilised a bit.
Certainly plenty of east in it.
Yeah, it's still puffy though.
The Asco, the mainsail looks better, but the jib looks a little deep and a little bit too twisted, so they don't quite seem to have the height. You know, to
be honest, a bit hard to tell here.
No,
at the moment.
I'm not making the observation from now. I'm just thinking about the races we've seen them sail with this rig.
Right.
You know, the Thurlow's able to sail by contrast with the jib really bolted in.
Yeah.
And these guys have to just squeeze it out a little. See how deep it is at the bottom stripe?
Yep. But the thing is too, I mean, maybe that's a bit of their choice, Buck. I know that these were the guys that had fully adjustable rigs on the water, and that got sort of outlawed. But they, I think they've got like spanners attached to the shrouds all the time, or they did have, or it's actually down below, I think. So they may be a bit more aggressive in changing their rig to the others, I'm not sure.
Yeah, pretty hard to do it on the track though, isn't it? You can do it before the start, sure, but you might be able to squeeze a bit in on a VMG run, but any other time it's definitely going to cost you a bit. Yeah. It might be worth it, but it will just cost you.
Well, there's got to be a big change, right, to make that call.
Yeah, I guess if they had grogers or something like that, you know, they could. You can get 3 turns off pretty quickly. You know. I don't know.
You have to go and look at their setup, get over and have a look at this, see what they're doing.
Well, you know, in these boats, 3 turns on the cap is quite a big thing, you know.
Yeah. Well, they all run, from my knowledge, they basically go shroud cap in unison. So
wow, look at this bit of wind the Asco's got in here.
And look, Peroni coming back to it quite nicely as well.
Yeah, try that one for size though, Was. Look, good 40 degree.
Yeah, with pressure.
Plus minus with pressure here.
We're on Peroni at the moment, but yeah, just to let you know, Asco's got a beauty.
And you can see the easterly flow up where the cruising boat is in front of us here, not in shot, but a good indicator. The cruising boat's cruising up toward the windward mark with the jib eased out. So
the Peroni boys are having a very solid day, Bucko.
Well,
they've been hanging in all day with this.
Well, I've been doing some work, and that always breeds confidence, doesn't it? So.
Yep. Might just go and follow those boys for a while and have a look at Nick's kit.
Nick's kit always looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, well, you know, John Winning runs it and he's got no complaints about it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He's very happy with it. Yeah. And Woody told me that he doesn't even change rig tension, which runs the same one.
Well, that's a beautiful thing.
Makes life simpler.
Yeah. So there's the gap, guys. I mean, here's the fight for second. And
Sorry, Bucko, but you
Yeah.
look at that. Nick's main's not that flat. He's got a bit of depth in that bottom batten also.
yeah, but I think that's still a pretty good-looking mainsail.
Sure, but it's not all that different from my memory of what we were looking at with Snokes. So, little differences, and hard to tell if there's much difference in the speed because a day like today,
Well, for medium down.
Furlough was quick though, right?
Furlough, absolutely.
They jumped out. Well, they got the best start. They weren't being dictated to by anybody else, and I think we made the comment beforehand. The rich, could well get richer today, and they have, but they're doing a really solid job. Yandu just approaching the lighthouse at Shark
And
Island.
if you look at this, though, these guys are on the ley line from here. And Asco looks like they might be overstood.
Just a few bad waves here, guys.
Hang on to your hats.
Not much I can do about it.
Probably not.
Sorry, folks.
Water,
A bit of water on the deck.
water on the deck, that's illegal.
But that Ronan actually dealt with that quite well. We're looking out at Yandu, Bucko, out on your right. Yeah, and they're very, very soft. Like this is down to 2 strings. So Smeg finally is getting back into this for a chance of the podium, perhaps.
Big call that one was.
Yeah, I know, but if you think before we thought there was no way they were going to get back to this, it was too late. They were in 9th, I think, you counted.
I'll put the clock on. The Thurlow's just round the windward mark.
Yeah, well, they're gone.
Just want to margin.
Yeah, well, 50.
Because we did actually talk about a margin last time. We didn't actually deliver it to the viewers.
Right, well, I've got to stop this one.
Tricky.
So they're gone.
Tricky. Asco's laying.
Yeah, right.
Peroni's not laying up in front of us here.
Right, we might just head up there again and let these boys come to us and get Asco coming around the top mark in 2nd place.
So just looking out the back there, Warwick, the Smeg crossed Woody. Woody had to duck in. Yep. Breeze back in the right up the top here.
So Smeg got up to 4th. Is that correct?
Yeah, 4th, exactly. Somehow from 9th.
So this breeze has got a little bit right, Bucko.
Did you say a little bit, Warwick?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 15, 20.
30?
Yeah, right. There we go. Bucko's got his internal compass honed a lot better than mine.
Operating.
Did you clock in the deviation in your head, Bucko?
Minus 12.4.
There you go.
Something like that.
It's 12, yeah, you're right. It's 12, I think.
12 point something indeed.
That's where we're going. What the hell are those two talking about? Yeah, exactly. Got to entertain ourselves somehow. So, copy. So that's 1:42 gap already.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes plus a little, isn't it?
Yeah.
So easy days.
So after this, we'll have maybe just follow this little battle down, and then we'll shortcut it and get Thurlow up the last beat.
So
who is really on fire and would be feeling pretty full of confidence leading into next week.
Wow, the SK doing a job set.
Call.
That is a big call.
Really? Wow. It's a big call.
But wow.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
See how that turns out.
I'm too sure about the oh, he just had a little catch on the windward spinnaker sheet.
So Peroni around next.
He's thinking there's wind on this side, and I think he's correct, Warwick. I think there's enough stuff over there that's not good.
Yeah, well, he's going to get himself further away from that point Piper stuff, right?
That's right.
So do a short little leg down to Shark Island. It's only about 2.5 strings.
He's looking at it pretty carefully.
Yeah.
But I mean, take the point. Peroni's going towards the spectator ferry, towards another large pleasure boat, towards a high-speed ferry. So Peroni, he's a lap behind this guy.
Yeah. So
the furlough's conversation was to use people furlough effectively.
yeah,
They did have the benefit of a little swim earlier, so they've been on the riding lever. So they're persisting and learning, no doubt.
well, that's it. Doing your apprenticeship, doing the hard yards, and if you persist at it and have a good team that wants to come with you, you know, these guys could be the next ones in the next couple of years up the front, perhaps. So let's go and follow this Asco-Peroni battle. Its fleet's really blown up, hasn't it now? All these battles, these sub-battles.
Yeah, so just looking back, the Smeg leading Yandu around the Windlebung, not by much.
Yeah.
Pretty much locked together.
So Peroni and Asco on split jibe. So
Yeah, and Asco's in the lee of the big powerboat. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And he's going to what appears to be left pressure with more interference.
So now out of shot to our right, Peroni has now jibed on the same jibe. Probably got about 250 metres separation between these two. And if you look at it visually, Bucko, you would have thought that's more than 2 minutes, that lead that Thurlow's got.
Well, you know, the spread looks big when you're going downhill, doesn't it? Because the boat speeds up around.
Even this breed's be doing 15 probably.
Yeah, we sort of 15-ish.
Sure. I don't think our drone has enough battery power to live this long. So that's going to be a bit of a sad...
We'll just put an ad in lost and found, shall we?
Yeah, I don't think she had floats on it either.
Lost one drone. Yep, no floating device attachment.
Yeah. So we're on Peroni here. The question is really, in terms of this race, can Peroni jump Asco and move up to second place?
You should get a shot here, guys, of the old Love and War out to the
Just come around to the right a little bit.
To the right of Asco.
Christoph, and we'll pick up an old Sydney Hobart race winner that I think that went Admiral's Cup. Did that boat get to Admiral's Cup, Bucket?
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
The mighty Love and War.
Yeah, Peter Kurtz.
3-time winner of the Hobart race.
There you go.
Sparkman and Stevens design of 19. Come on, Wells, help me.
Oh, she's 70s. Late 70s.
1968, I think, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't that. No, it was after that, I think. But still, lovely.
Sorry, yeah, 1970.
Preserved
1970,
by the
71.
Kurtz family.
Yeah.
So back to Asco, it's all pretty standard stuff here at the moment. I think they've advanced and closed gauge over Peroni, so a little bit of advantage back to Asco on that one.
Still a yacht race.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at his chutes and the leeward edge, boss. See what we can see. It's interesting. There's a fair few different looking moulds out here in the fleet.
And I think the sheeting angle changes the way it looks a little bit too.
Well, the old saying, everything changes everything.
Yeah.
That one looks alright.
So nice, you know, this there's set up with a jib twist, a bit of main out, twisting the main, sort of matching up. Got the laminar flow, Bucko.
Not much laminar up there, mate.
The laminar flow happening?
No.
No laminar flow, you reckon?
I don't think so, mate.
Oh, come on.
Catabatic.
The catabatic laminar flow. Oh, I'm saying there he is, Bucko.
Nice job.
So here it is,
anyway.
nice driving the cross coming up.
A beauty. No, he's across him.
Yeah, but we're going to get a clear indication of what that gap is, because they're probably on their line now. So it's, you know what, 4 boat lengths, 5 boat lengths perhaps.
Yeah, it's not much in time at all.
No.
You know, it's a dip. No. It's one dip wing or something like that.
Exactly.
Isn't it? You know, so.
You know, or the way you set up at the bottom mark.
Yeah, getting the lay into the bottom mark is the key ingredient here.
Yeah.
if we have a look at the equivalent view of the Peroni, what do we think about the Spinnaker, was?
Copy, we'll get in that position, mate. Have a look.
Oh, there he goes. He's going to jibe on us, so
That's all right. We'll get it
on the other edge.
jibe.
On the other edge. Nice jibe. Look at that.
Yeah. And also too, just giving themselves a little bit of a chance. Just a little bit more separation again, rather than going on Asco's line. Similar kind of setup to Asco. They're looking good there, Bucko. They've actually they're a bit bowed down and better pressure than Asco at the moment.
Yes, he's just got a bit more wind here, just localised to the island there.
Yep.
And we're in the middle of the camera boat's in the middle of the puff, and he's just on the face of it. But
Yeah, now Asco.
then there's a bit of snakes and ladders. And
Yeah.
that look about it. But he might have just gained back a little.
Yeah.
Was, I'd say, a couple of boat lengths.
And just out of shot, Chief's just letting us know that Yandu slipped ahead of Smeg in that battle. So Yandu up to 4th. Let's get up a little bit closer on these boys. So to let you know, Thurlow is around the bottom mark for the last time, heading upwind for the finish. And we'll be very satisfied with their day's work leading into the JJ with the invitation race this Friday, which I believe will be telecast. And then we're going to have seven days of viewing for you. Just need to go to the 18-foot Skiff website and just check that. And in the JJ link also, you're able to go and have a look at the courses, Bucko. Copy.
So, guys, just so for the viewers, so we can judge, we're about 500 metres from the bottom mark, and Thurlow's coming upwind going to the finish. And the breeze so far east now that he's nearly laying, nearly laying up.
Yeah, right.
And these boys are laying down to the mark. Peroni's on the leeward low line here.
Yeah. We just go back to the guys with chutes on for a minute, guys.
So,
and Asco's jumped the lead. They got enough pressure there to get down, and as you said, Peroni, a little bit of a struggle to make lay.
Peroni's not going to lay from there. But look at that.
No, well, not a nice lay anyway.
Enough.
They may have to knock off a little bit early, so that'll be a little bit of advantage back to Asco. Asco will be able to do a nice
jibe drop. You know, he will. Asco's perfect.
Yep.
That tells you a bit about the speed of the rotation, though. I said I thought the wind might have been 08, 090 earlier, and that is borne out by what we're seeing in front of us here. And looking at the bridge, it's 080 on the top of the bridge.
So here goes Asco, they're in. Peroni, they blow off as well. So Peroni, they have to get up to that mark, 2 sail. Ooh, Asco's had a sloppy one.
Asco has put themselves into a bit of...
So it's not over. They've got it under control now.
It's never over, mate.
Never over. Peroni, a little bit messy on the bow. Just capture that, boys.
All boats messy at the bottom mark.
Yeah, well, that's a bit of a pressure one there, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, well, then he dropped the main sheet as well, so that didn't help the cause.
But they're both safe and heading for home. All right, well, let's get back up to our leader and watch them cross the line. So, geez, this last half hour of the race, Bucko, is just really blowing up the gaps between these in this fleet. So that battle between Asco and Peroni isn't over yet. I would imagine that Asco's going to stick to them like glue and do the cover and get it home. Here, Bucko, what are we forecasting here?
not fun.
Yeah, do not. Well, there we go. Gave that little cause a plug. And we certainly want to keep our reefs intact. It's coming up on our leader, really all-day leader. Michael Coxon, Dave O'Connor, Trent Barnabas. And maybe the form boat, really, Bucko, going into the World Series, JJ World Series.
Maybe smashing them, I'd say.
Yeah, no, they're looking very good.
So in the little pantheon of mainsails we looked at today, that one's right in the middle, isn't it?
Yeah,
medium depth.
yeah.
But as
little look at that slot.
As I did know, they seem to be able to sail with a jib bolted in a bit harder than everybody else.
Yeah.
If you look at that, you'd go, yeah, okay.
I think when Whitty's on the AOL and they got plenty of weight, they have a bit of that method as well.
Yeah.
Their big rig anyway.
Yeah. Here he goes, tacking now. In a good line of path. Wow.
Go in a little bit, get it nice and tight on these boys. And have a
So Warwick, I notice I've gone away a little bit from the absolute maximum jib area there. If you have a look at the profile of the jib.
Yeah.
You know, all the guys before had the jibs basically hitting the mast.
Well, the thing was, when I went, dropped the sails off for Ash a couple of times and to Northern, had chats with Coco, and most of the development came from when Ian was driving that 7 program, and they were big boys. You had Sammy Newton, and then Scotty, not, but I mean their total weight was quite big, so a lot of that, the sail plan and development was done around those guys, and then the rest tended to follow. So maybe it just didn't suit everyone, I mean, like, you are what you are. If you're 30 kilos lighter, perhaps, well, you're not going to need the same amount of area, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the furlough would be, sort of upper middle range crew weight, I would have thought.
Well, they were, but I think Trent was, he looks like he slimmed down a bit. So I don't think they would have been as big as those 3.
No, and okay, but you've got 3 80 kilo guys there, not 3 90 kilo guys. But
yeah, sure, little bits.
Here he goes, attacking the lay, I would suggest.
Yeah, well, close to it. Geez, the finish line's well east.
Well, he tried to turn it into a beat, the breeze rotation.
Yeah, right.
So he's trying to make it a bit of a better beat. Yeah, that's close enough for our fine new camera kit.
Yeah.
Great line of pressure he's in, just fabulous. And the breeze up to 12, I guess here, just east southeast here. Quite a bit different to the far shore.
Just try and get in tight on the boys and see what they're doing.
Answer will be not too much at this point, mate.
Yeah, nice flat water. Breeze has settled down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. There's sort of another day at the office for these boys, really, Bucko, isn't it?
They made it look a bit like that, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been doing that a little bit lately.
Yeah. Well, they've raced the most. They've got the crew accommodation that's stable, as we, I think, noted last week in the telecast, which is a little ill-fated. you know, they handled the boat, the only boat not to capsize last week in a shortened race in a sort of southerly gale.
They did a heck of a job then, didn't they?
Yeah, they did a fabulous job, and continuity's got a lot to be said for it.
Yeah. Stability and maturity. I mean, these guys have been at it a long time, and you know, I mean, Dave's been with this program now a fair few years. He's had all that 49er experience. Where in Beijing, he was a training partner in the Australian team.
A beautiful, easy victory for the Thurlow.
Well, easy from where we stood.
Yeah.
But sure.
And he did actually have a bit of an overlay there at the end, Warwick, but I don't think he was too bothered about that.
No, I don't think you'd be too concerned with that gap.
That's right. Hey.
So, yeah. So it looks like, looking back, Asco has got the better of Peroni. Peroni's out of shot. Peroni's punched well out to the left there, Bucko. Near Bradley's.
Yeah.
So we might go and escort the Asco in to the finish, boys.
See, they've spread out. He's straight down,
straight
down,
bow.
straight downwind. There's the Asco. That's a big wind. What? Did you put the clock on there?
No, I'm still running from the other. Sorry, Bucko.
Right,
You didn't get onto me.
My clock will be back to from the watchmaker.
Yeah. Oh, we need one there.
Asco just making sure of it a bit here, I think.
Yeah. Harbour Bridge framed in the background. Nice shot.
Beautiful.
Got Chits getting all artistic back there with Blake.
Oh, talk about art.
Christoph.
Art. Steady.
Jono's had a quiet day after our drone. No, he wouldn't be a happy Australian drone racing champion. I wasn't going to. I'm not going to mention the number.
Don't mention the war or the number. No.
Luckily, it just can't be heard by the rest of the people. But he's
That's right.
In our ear, new producer, so to speak. So Marcus Ashley-Jones, Sevi Jarvin, who hasn't been doing a lot of miles on this boat this season, but he's in here now, locked in for the JJs. Geronimo Harrison, son of Jay Harrison. Masters fin sailor these days, the lightest man in the world, sailing a fin probably, but absolutely loving it.
What could go wrong was take up fin sailing at the age of 60 just to make sure your knees are good, right?
Exactly. After you spend half your life sailing these things, well, the older versions anyway.
God invented trapeze wires for a reason, you know.
Exactly. I was never liked hiking, Bucko.
You and me both.
Yeah.
The Asco, also just giving away a little bit just to be sure and tacking in a little bit of wind there on the committing boat. Less wind at the other end. Pretty short line though, really.
Yeah. But as you said, geez, a fair bit of bias, and the ferry doing their bit.
The ferry covering
a bit of a chicane, they've got them covered.
The ferry covering the fleet
around
perfectly as usual.
That's all right. And come round to the right a little bit, boys. We'll pick up the mooch. Spot Mr. Keller's on board there.
Yeah, the barbecue chicken. Smell it from here, mate.
Yeah, we might have to put our hand out.
We will.
Get Matty, Tommy Woodcock up there. Get the boat hook and hand us a drink.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
Peroni, good job, Nick Daly. Those boys. Just give us a crew rundown. Sorry, Bucko. But those boys have sailed very well, kept it together all day long, and done an excellent job. First non-North Sails boat across the line.
Yeah. So the Peroni lineup, Nick Daly at the back of the bus. I think Johnny Wilton in the bow actually today. Let me look. Ooh, I can't see. Okay. Yeah, and Troy Botting on the main chute, I think. So they did a pretty good job. Over to the right, this thing here.
Come around to your right, Christoph.
Yeah, so
To your right.
we're just going to go and see if we can get some sort of
Just get a bit of colour.
bit of hors d'oeuvres off the mooch along,
Yeah.
possibly. Glass of fizz, what?
Yeah, there'll be plenty of fizz out the back there.
No, you've used up your ration yesterday.
Oh, yeah, I'm not allowed it back on for a little while.
That's right. All good.
I'm going to earn my keep by helping Matty this week on the Itchy Barn with a couple of corporate events.
Yeah. So the
So
Smeg
Smeg
has fought its way through to fourth.
Ninth to fourth. Well, they were ninth, halfway through the race, I think, and a fair way back in distance time. And they've chipped away. Oh, no, well, maybe not. We've actually just out of shot there, Bucko. We've got Yandu coming in.
Oh, it's a yacht race. It looks like Yandu's going to cross them to me, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be tight.
Interesting. Interesting. If
Yeah.
looks like the late lies win, you'd need to come to the right-hand side here. We want to back up a bit, do we? Just give them all the room in the world. No, the Smeg's crossed them.
Ooh.
How about that, eh?
A little bit of pressure
A big, yep.
and a little bit of lefty.
He's into the puff first, the Smeg, so...
Yeah. But then there's going to be a bit of line bias here.
No, you're right.
They're through, right?
They're easy. Yeah.
So good fight back from those boys.
As you would expect.
Yeah. Well, we've become accustomed to that, haven't we?
Yep. But they'd be disappointed that their first half miles of the race haven't been good.
No, it wasn't.
They were.
Well, last week there was more boat handling stuff. Certainly given a lesson by the Thurlow boys, but John winning once again, ever consistent.
So the Cooper 62s claw their way up to 6. And they haven't had a very satisfactory day either, have they?
Yeah. I think they got hurt early.
They were really hurt early. They
Yeah.
were with, Smeg and
down that left.
Howie Hamlin.
Yeah.
No wind behind the ferry, etc.,
Yeah.
etc., etc.
Just in a world of pain early.
Yeah.
And then John O'Witty, who's not going to be too happy with the news about the drone. He's our drone expert and tech man with his camera equipment. Triple N, James Ward and the boys. They're going to come across. Crew on Triple N. With almond sales on board.
Yeah, well, it's a former Cooper 62, is it not?
No.
No, it's a new boat. You're right.
No,
No.
brand new boat.
You're right. Yep.
Bobby Killick.
James Ward,
instrumental in getting Triple M
getting the money up.
involved in the class.
James
Great
Ward,
job.
Phil Marshall, and James Slee. A Triple M. Oh, there's a big barrel way off.
Oh. DeLonghi. Duck on appliances, but we'll probably punch through and maybe get appliances there.
No, you should be able to beat him from there just.
Yeah. And then Compass.
Good line of pressure.
And behind then, Howie Hamlin. Coming home thick and fast now, Bucko.
Howie be getting out the book and rereading it, I'd say, after today. But
I think those boys are the top operators. They just take it in their stride and move on. I think they were third in the JJs last year.
that's correct, I think, or fourth.
Yeah, they were certainly there. And obviously not out there. Daniel Phillips starting cherubs with his daughter, I think. Good man down at Drummoyne.
That'd be good. He'd be a big boy to be in the bow of a cherub, though.
He'd be good when it's fresh. And next we're going to have Ollie Hardis and his team.
Optimum bowman for a cherub these days was 55 kilos.
Is it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I know they're little. Ash wanted to get one to do the Nationals in Perth. When I actually saw them outside, I went, are you joking?
No, no. Only if you're under 20, may you.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Oh, there's a few old people there, but mainly with their kids and whatever.
Yeah.
But Ilve, always well presented, that boat. Good attention to detail.
So, and the Kitchen Maker was another one that couldn't get out of the starting blocks.
Yeah.
And somehow has failed to grasp the day.
Yeah. And they've been going well,
Yeah.
Steve, with his son Tom.
Yep.
But it was one of those days, wasn't it, Bucko? You know, it's just like very tricky. And that start line, 50% of the start line was handy, the rest was pretty ordinary, and really the only guys that got out of that well from that pin end were the guys that punched out to the right.
Yep.
Punched out the right early and came around the back of the islands. So we're sort of getting down now. I got a feeling maybe the Canucks youth boys called it a day, thought they're not going to learn anything more out of that after the capsize, and fell away from the bunch.
Wow.
And I think we're going to see a bit of this, Bucko, in next week. Or starting Saturday, actually, heat 1,
Well,
the JJs.
Sydney in February, the wind don't blow that strongly usually.
Well, it's coming up to that autumn time, isn't it? You know, the summer in earnest is getting pretty much over, even though we've had some pretty extraordinary temperatures, but you must say it's been a pretty weird summer, I would say.
Yeah, as exemplified by the Hobart Roach weather, really, that saw us get there without putting a jib up, really.
Yeah, right.
Etc.
All right, well, I think the last boat to come across the line will be the hire, but I think we might wrap it up at that. Besides losing the drone, boys, I thought that was a pretty successful day. Hopefully it came across well for the viewers. And I believe we'll be out again on Friday to shoot the invitation race. Thanks, Bucko. Thanks all the boys at the back. Triggers and wires and whatever. And Christoph on the other camera.
Great stuff, was, and we'll look forward to the invitation race of the JJs. Practice for us and for the crews and for the committee, right?
And hopefully the drone pilot.
And the drone pilot.
If Woody gets another one.
Good on you, Jono.
Yeah.
Good
All
shot.
right. Thanks.